Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you're new around here, welcome. My name is Solheim and I've been making gold making videos in World of Warcraft since the launch of Battle for Azeroth. And I've also made a ton of gold making videos about Classic WoW since the release of Classic. Now we're taking a look at the next expansion that is coming out fairly soon, which is Shadowlands. And actually this video is more so aimed at the pre-patch, as these changes are planned to come with the Shadowlands pre-patch. But if they do in fact arrive with the Shadowlands pre-patch, then gold making will change anyway. The thing is, right, Blizzard are doing a massive rework of professions, introducing something called Relics of the Past. These Relics of the Past comes in 5 tiers, so there's Relics of the Past 1, Relic 2, and so on. Relic rank 5 being the strongest one. These relics can be used when crafting gear pieces as an optional reagent to increase the power of that type of gear. For example, let's say you're a tailor, and you want to create some linen pants. These are usually very low level, but with the Relics of the Past you can increase the item level and actual level of those linen pants so they become the equivalent of level 50 pants. And once you do that, the vendor price of those pants goes up as well. This is where this vendor shuffle kicks in, because to create those linen pants you only need 4 linen cloth, and to create the Relic of the Past 5 you only need 5 Runecloth. This means that the value of 4 linen cloth and 5 Runecloth will even itself out to be worth around the same as the upgraded linen pants, which are worth 51 gold, giving us an average of around 6 gold per piece of cloth, which is a lot more than it's currently worth. These relics can be made with leatherworking, tailoring and blacksmithing, basically the gear crafting professions, and any relic can be put onto any crafted item with those professions. Any relic can also be made out of many different materials. For example, as a tailor I can make a Relic of the Past rank 5, either by using 5 Runecloth, or 7 deep sea satin, or 7 sumptuous fur, or many other things. I can also make that same Relic of the Past rank 5 with leatherworking by using 7 tempest hinds, or 7 heavy boron leather, or many other types of leather from previous expansions. These relics are also tradable, so I can make one with tailoring, trade it to a leatherworker, who can then use it when crafting. This is important to know because tailoring relics are generally a lot cheaper to make than, for example, blacksmithing relics. This has some potential to change up vendor shuffles massively, and it can really saturate the market and bring tons of gold to the game if it stays the way it is. But that being said, it is definitely not the best gold per hour, if you think about it that way, but it's a guaranteed amount of gold that you're getting from crafting and vendoring, and it can be a somewhat automated process, which gives a huge advantage to people who can figure out how to automate it for botting purposes, or for multi-boxers. And since I've already started talking a bit about the issues here, I'm just gonna list all of the negatives that I can think about for this system, and then I'll list the positives after, and you can let me know in the comments what you think about it. So first of all, I already mentioned it will create a very saturated economy, and it will introduce even more liquid gold into the game, which I think is a bad thing, as it generally reduces the value of the gold that is currently in the game. Next up, there are so many issues still on the PTR, but keep in mind PTR is for testing, so the likelihood is that Blizzard knows about most of these. My issue is that if even one of these issues sneak past them, it can mess up the economy big time. Like, look at this one picture Samadan shared on his Twitter, where the tuxedo jacket sells for 34,000 gold once it's upgraded with a Relic of the Past. This is absolutely ridiculous, and there has to be some mistakes in their coding and how they adjust the vendor prices with the Relics of the Past, and if one issue like this makes it to the live version of Shadowlands, it's a GG. But if we look away from those issues, which aren't really too many issues to be honest, I think this system definitely has some potential. First of all, it keeps professions relevant, and it even brings back old world professions as well, and it makes farming materials from old expansions even more relevant as well, since you use old expansion materials when crafting the relics. This way, new players can make more gold while leveling, and feel like everything they do on their journey is profitable, and nothing is wasted. And for us advanced gold makers, this will bring up some new gold farms out in the open world from previous expansions as well, and for me personally, having more gold farms is definitely a positive thing. There are tons of previous expansion gold farms that are still good for farming different materials, like primals and essences, and even transmog, that will become even more valuable now with the introduction of these relics. They are also making the professions even more relevant than ever, which is once again a good thing. One big thing for me is that this gives room for investments, which is something I've been doing a lot of in Classic, but not so much in retail. I am a big fan of investing my gold to make even more gold, and with these relics this is very much a possibility. But that being said, it is both an investment and a gamble, since these relics can still be reworked. But if they stay the way they are right now, then look for cheap materials used to craft the relics of the past, and buy them now. Items to be on the lookout for here are for example sumptuous fur and runecloth, but also be on the lookout for cheap materials used in crafting the base item. Like I would imagine, linen cloth will also go up in Shadowlands, because they are used in crafting the pants themselves, which you can then infuse with the relics of the past. I would also very much like to see a rework on these relics, and maybe reducing the amount of gold they give when you vendor shuffle them, as it looks a bit too good at the moment, and I would love to see a relic of the past rank 6, letting us upgrade it to level 60, which is the max level for Shadowlands. Doing that would allow us as players to have fun with some old crafted gear set, and it could massively change up the meta in certain raiding, PvP and dungeon scenarios, truly giving us an element of MMORPG that we haven't really had in a while in World of Warcraft. It would surely spice up the meta by quite a bit, and it would allow for best in slot gear in certain scenarios to come from other sources than just the regular raids, PvP or Mythic Plus. Either way, I'm just really happy they're making crafted gear somewhat relevant again, other than just for disenchanting purposes, and I would really love to see a relic of the past, rank 6, that would allow us to upgrade the crafted gear to level 60 as well, to make crafted gear even more relevant, and it would spice up gold making quite a bit as well, because you can craft so many different types of gear pieces and sell on the auction house. In the end though, I'm really happy with the Relic of the Past update, even though I am also scared of the potential bugs and abuse of the system, unless Blizzard thinks of literally every single way to abuse the system, and fixes every single bug before giving players access to it, which is a big responsibility I'm honestly not sure if Blizzard is capable of handling, but time will tell I suppose. I will make another video in the very near future about my gold making plan for Shadowlands, which professions I will have on my main, which I will have on my alt, what I will craft, what I will farm, and all that stuff. But if you want early access to that information, and if you want even more information than you will get in the video itself, go check out my Patreon and consider supporting me over there for early access to gold making information, and access to even more in-depth gold making as well. Make sure you let me know in the comments down below what you think about the Relic of the Past update, and the whole vendor shuffle gold making meta. And before you click away from the video, click that like button as well to please the YouTube algorithm. If you are into gold making in Shadowlands, I would highly recommend you check out Samadan on YouTube as well, as his Relic of the Past video was what inspired me to make this one, and I really share most of his views on this subject. We also have a very similar gold making plan when it comes to professions early on in Shadowlands, so his information is really good. You will find a link to his channel and his Relic of the Past video in the description. And with that being said, thank you all so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.